Good morning, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can hear me, it's just 5 minutes to the beginning of our training. Okay, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Ibrahim Babale from Nigeria. Welcome, Amsalu from Ethiopia. Yemane from Ethiopia. I'm sorry if I'm murdering the names. Apologies, please forgive me. Welcome, 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 Elise Marie from Cameroon. Welcome, Jean Sagna from USA. Welcome, welcome, Takele. Welcome, Sekou from Mali. Welcome, Zaini. Welcome, Patrick. Welcome, Miriam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Naomi. Welcome, Film from South Sudan. We have a lot of representation from different countries today. I'm excited about that. Thank you. Thank you, Gertrude from Zimbabwe. Thank you, Alice Munala. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Welcome, Lucy. Welcome, Kalkidan. I'm sorry if I'm murdering and butchering these names, but it's so good to have everybody here. It's so good to be here. Like I always say in my training, like we're learning from each other, right? Your business owners, your business people, and we're learning from each other. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen in a minute. If you have friends that are not here yet, please call them, notify them that we are about to start, let them know that we are starting, let them know that the class is in session. I'm just going to give us a minute to reach out to our friends. If you see that you have a friend or you have you have a friend that is not in class yet, reach out to them, tell them that we are waiting for them. Okay, so 2 minutes to the start of the class. And today we're going to be talking about creating your business plan. It is very important as business owners to have a business plan. So we're going to be talking about creating a business plan, why it is important, why you need to have one, and how to create one. That's what we're going to be discussing and talking about today. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm seeing more people joining. Hello. It's so good to have you all in class. It's so good to have you all. Thank you. Thank you for joining. First of all, I'm going to apologize that my video is not on right now. It's going to come on at some point during the training, experiencing power outage. And I also do not want the sound from the generator to interfere with the class. So once power comes up, my video is also going to come up so you can see my face. But for the time being, please bear with me. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to be starting the class. We have a good number of people in class already. So get your papers, get your jotters, get your pens, get ready to jot things down. We're going to be learning a lot in today's session. All right, so let's get right into it. Like I said, we're going to be talking about creating a business plan for your business, right? And essentially, what we're going to be learning is what a business plan is. We're going to be defining a business plan. Why is it important to have a business plan? What are the elements of a business plan? What are the things that are contained in a business plan? Creating your business plan. Of course, we're going to be letting you know how to create a business plan using a case study so that we can, have a visual representation of what creating a business plan is. And of course, the conclusion, we're going to put everything to a close, summarize, and bring the class to a conclusion. So essentially, we are going to be defining business plans. Why is a business plan important? What are the things contained in a business plan? How do you create a business plan? So let's get straight into it. Now, a business plan is a document that describes your business. Essentially, that's what it is. It is a document that describes your business. It is a document that describes your business. So if somebody was to say that, oh, what is your business about? They should be able to see what your business is about from your business plan. So it tells people what your business is about, the product or service that you provide, your target market, your strategy to reach your customers, your business organizational structure, and your financial predictions. Now, this might seem like a lot, but we're going to be breaking it down as we go ahead in the training. Okay, so we're going to be going ahead, breaking these things down as we go ahead in the training. So, importance of a business plan. Why do you need to have a business plan? Why is a business plan important? First of all, it attracts potential investors or lenders. Now, if you want to approach a bank or approach a financial institution to loan you some money, they need to know what your business is about. First of all, they need to be able to see from the face of your document that, okay, these are the financial projections. This is a lucrative business that we can put our money on. This is a lucrative business that we know that the person will be able to make money for them to be able to return the loan and also pay the interest on the loan. For your investors, they need to be able to see that, okay, this is a viable business that I can get my return on investment on, right? So when you have a business plan, it attracts investors, it attracts lenders, it makes them more interested in putting their money in your business, right? Another thing, it helps you to understand your business better. You can have an idea, right? But an idea is just an idea until you put it into paper, until you put it in, until you begin to visualize it, right? So it helps you to understand your business better. You can have an idea, you can have a way you want your business to go in your head, but until you write it down and you're able to look at it, you will not be able to realize, oh, these are the shortcomings that I need to guard against. These are the pitfalls that I need to make sure that I don't fall into. These are the things I need to do. These are what my target audience should be, right? So putting it down also helps you to understand what your business is, what your business needs, what you need to do for your business, right? Another thing is it allows you to plan your business activities. So it is one thing to say, oh, I want to start, for instance, let's say I want to start a business selling perfumes. And that's the entirety of the idea that you have in your head. Now, of course, you have a business idea, you know what you want to do, but what are the activities? Because selling perfumes is not just selling perfumes. Those are the things that you need to do to make sure that you actually get people to buy those perfumes from you. What are the things you need to do to make sure that you are getting those perfumes from the right sources, that you're not buying fake, that you're not buying harmful perfumes that have harmful ingredients in them, right? So it helps you to also understand what you need to do for your business. It helps you to plan your business activities. Another thing it helps you to do is it helps you to foresee potential challenges. Like I said earlier, you'll be able to see that, oh, okay, these are the challenges that I may face or I may go through when I'm undergoing this business, and then it helps you to find solutions to them before they even start, right? You're able to foresee those challenges, you're able to also prepare to solve those challenges if and when they arise. So these are some of the importance of having a business plan. Now, what are the elements of a business plan? You have the executive summary. We have the executive summary. We have the company description. We have the products and services. Again, this is just an itemization. I'm also going to explain, and we're going to be dissecting all of this fully. Like, this is essentially what we're going to be talking about during this training. We're going to be breaking down every element, every single element of a business plan. Now we have the executive summary. Like I said, the executive summary is just a brief overview of your business plan. So it highlights your company's mission, it highlights your product and services, it gives basic information about your leadership team, your employees, your location, and your growth plans. So your executive summary is where you have where you're located. For instance, oh, we're located in Lagos, Nigeria, or we are located in Nairobi, Kenya, can give specific locations if you already have like a location or a store for your business. Is where you have the leadership team, you as the founder or as the CEO or the director, your marketing team or your sales team or your assistant, as the case may be. If you're starting small, of course, that's absolutely fine to have just one person working with you, or even just you starting out the business and then growing as the business grows. So it is in your executive summary that you'd have all of this information. Another thing is your company description, right? The other part of another element of a business plan is your company description. And this is the detailed information about your company, right? The nature of your business goals, and your company's legal structure. And this is different from the executive summary. The executive summary is like a short overview, right? A short overview of what your business is, right? It has an overview of your product, of your services, of your leadership team. Now, your company description goes into details about what your company does, what is the nature of the business, what do you aim to achieve with this business, what is the goal of this business, and then your company's legal structure. How are you registered? Are you registered as a business name? Are you a company? Are you a partnership business? Who are the leadership members? Who are the directors? Who are the shareholders of the company? This is where you put those details. Then we also have your products and services. So if you are selling goods or if you're selling products, of course, that would just be products. If you're offering a service, then of course that's services. So your product or service details, it's a detailed description of your product or a detailed description of your service. It includes information on the life cycle of your product or of your service, the intellectual property rights, and research and development activities, if that is applicable to what you're doing. So essentially, your products, the part where you're having your products and services, is telling whoever is reading your business plan what your product is about, what your service is about. If you are running a service, let's say for instance you're running a spa, you're telling us, oh, this is a wellness spa that focuses on so and so. We do facials, we do massages, we do aromatherapy, because it's not all spas that do all of these things I have mentioned. So you're giving details as to what your own service entails, right? This is what this service does, this is what we offer, this is the life cycle, right, of this service or of this product. This is the viability of this service or of this product. And then, of course, you have the market analysis. And this is the information about your target market, what your customers need, you know, the market trends, who your competitions are, it should also include your SWOT analysis, what are your strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats. That's what SWOT stands for. S for strengths, W for weaknesses, O for opportunities, and T for threats, right? So that's what should be contained in your market analysis. And then we have the marketing and sales strategy. And this is your plan for reaching your target customers. Again, a business is not a business if there's nobody for you to sell to, for you to market to, for you to give those services to, right? So you need to have a plan to reach your target customers. And this includes your pricing strategy, your promotion strategy, your distribution channel, and your sales strategy. Again, we'll still be going into details of all of this as we go on in the training. This is a very packed training. We're going to be going through all of these one after the other. Again, you have the organizational structure. So this is a breakdown of your company's organization. This is a breakdown of your company's organization. It includes your management team, your employees' roles and responsibilities, and the board of directors, if applicable. If you are registered as a company, you would have directors. Right, you would have directors. So your organizational structure, you can you can have your board of directors if you do have board of directors, right? Okay. Can you see me? My power is back. I hope you can see me. Okay. So we also have our financial projection, right? And this is a detailed forecast of your company's. Okay, some people can see me, some people can't. Okay, I think I can see myself. Okay. Okay, we'll just go ahead. Let's not get distracted with that. We'll just go ahead. We'll just go ahead. All right. So we have the financial projection, like I said, and this is a detailed forecast. It's a detailed forecast of your company's financials, including your income statements, your cash flow projection, and your balance sheets, right? Your balance sheet, if you have already started the business and it's already a going concern. If you're just starting out and you've not started the business yet and you're just sending this business plan to potential investors or to get some investment for you to have a starting capital, then you do not have to have the balance sheet. But it is important to have your financial projections, your cash flow projection, and your income statement, right? And of course, you should have your funding request, particularly if you're sending the business plan to ask for funding. Now, you can have a business plan just for the sake of visualizing your business. Like we said earlier, your business plan helps you to also understand what your business is about, right? But you can also use your business plan to request for funding. So when you're using your business plan to request for funding, always include your funding request. If you're seeking for funding, always include your funding request. So this section should specify the amount of funding you are looking for, how the funds will be used, and the type of funding you are seeking. Now you have to let the person that's giving you the money know that, okay, this is how the funding is going to be used. It's going to be used for sourcing products, or it's going to be used for buying machinery for production, or it's going to be used for buying machinery for this service that we use. For instance, like the example I used of the spa, you can say, oh, we're going to be using this to buy massage tables, we're going to be using this to buy aromatherapy products, So these are some of the things that should be included in your funding request. And then you have the appendix. The appendix is the section that contains supporting documents that validate the you have provided, right? It includes your market studies, resume of your key team members, your legal documentation, contracts, pictures of your products. This is what is contained in the appendix. So, for instance, if you're already registered, you want your investors and your lenders to know that, okay, this is a legitimate business. And of course, I would not even advise that you start seeking for funding when you haven't registered your business in your home country, right? It is very important that your business is registered and has a legal personality, is legalistic. People are able to trust your business more when they know that, yes, it is registered, it is recognized by law as a going concern. So, when you're asking for funding, particularly, please always include your legal documentations, right? Your registration documents. It is very important. So let's go right into it, trying to understand what an executive summary is. So, what is an executive summary? An executive summary is a brief overview of your business plan. It is a brief overview of your business plan, and it's usually the first thing that people would read. So, it is very vital to make it compelling and clear, right? The executive summary is the first thing that people are seeing when they open your business plan. It is the first statement that they are reading. So it is important that you capture their attention from the executive summary. It should be brief, but it should also be clear and compelling. Now, what are the tips for a great executive summary? Like I said, it should be concise but engaging. You don't have to be saying a lot of story. Make it short, make it brief, but keep them interested, right? It should be clear and you have to use simple language. This is not the time to try to show that, oh, because your business is in the technical field, you want to go all technical. Of course, you need them to know that you know what you're doing, but also you need to understand that sometimes your investors and people that are loaning you money are not in your field, right? And they may not be savvy with the terminologies of that field. So use clear and simple language in your executive summary. Use clear and simple language, and then highlight what makes your company unique and worth investing in. Now, a lot of people may not even have the time to go through all of the details in your document in total, right? But from the executive summary, they can tell if they're interested or not. So keep them interested. Like I keep saying, from your executive summary, keep them interested, keep them hooked, keep them more interested in reading everything else and your business plan. So let them know that, okay, this business, of course, every other person is doing it. I'm not the only person doing this business. I'm not the first person starting it. But how is my own business different? How is it unique? What makes it different from the other ones out there? What am I doing differently? Right? So highlight that to keep, your investors or the financial institutions that are sending this to interested. Now, what is the formula for a great executive summary? What is the formula for a great executive summary? What are the things that your executive summary should have for us to know that, okay, this is a fantastic executive summary? First, you need to have the company statement. Now, start with a strong, concise statement that explains the basic details of your business. What do you do? And why do you think the business will succeed? Right. So this is where you tell us that, okay, this is a wellness center, this is a spa, this is what we do, and this is why the business will succeed. Right. So you need to be able to sell your business even from this first statement. Now you also need to include your business mission. So clearly state your business mission. What are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? What is the goal of this business? What do you aim to achieve? Now, also, you need to highlight your product and service. So you need to put a detail of the product or services that you provide and how they meet the needs of your customers. Why would people want to, patronize you? You need to put that in your executive summary. Your target market. You need to describe who your customers are and why your products or services appeal to them. So it's not just by saying that, oh, I want to sell. Who do you want to sell to? For instance, if you're selling um let's see, if you're selling baby wears, right? Who are your target audience? And I need us to also understand that most times the people that you're selling to or the people that your products are for are not always your target audience. That's another thing that I need to expatiate on. Sometimes the people that you are selling to are not, or the people that your product is for are not your target audience. Now, as I was saying, if you're selling baby wears now, you're selling diapers, you're selling baby skincare products, or you're selling baby clothes, of course, the products are for children, they're for babies, but those are not your target audience because they do not have the financial capacity to buy from you. So now your target audience will then be new mothers, right? Those will be your target audience, new parents that have children, people who want to gift them, you know, people who run um maybe crèches or daycare, and maybe there are some places where they will buy extra diaper, you know. So those are your target audience. The people that you are selling to are not always, or the people that your product is for are not always your target audience. It is very important for us to state this. It is the people that have the financial capacity to buy from you that are your target audience. And that's why I keep using these baby products, because they do not have the financial capacity to buy from you, but they have people that can buy from you. The people that are buying for them from you are your target audience. Those are your target audience. For instance, people that also sell flowers, right? You will say, oh, women are the ones that love flowers, and so women will be my target audience. But you know also that most times their male counterparts buy these flowers for them. Or people buy them as gifts for people. So you cannot target just women as a target audience because, oh, I'm selling flowers and it only appeals to women. You need to see the people that are able to buy from you, the people that have the financial capacity and are able and willing to buy from you are your target audience. So that's very important. Now, you also need to include your company details, and achievements. What has the company achieved so far? Oh, apologies. What has the company achieved so far? You know, introduce your company's leadership team, their employees, the location, and the major achievements or milestones. Now, these achievements or milestones would come in, of course, when the business has already started. But if you haven't started your business, you can skip the achievements or milestones. Or another strategy is to project or forecast the possible achievements and milestones that you wish to attain in the next 6 months of starting the business or in the next 1 year of starting the business. That's another way to make them believe in your goal and know that you also believe in what you're trying to do. Now, of course, you need to have your financial highlights. You need to include an overview of your financial projections, expected revenue, the profitability of the business, and your growth plans. And then, last but not least, your investment need. If you are seeking for funding, briefly state how much you need and what it would be used for. State how much you need and what it will be used for. Because, like I said, some people are very busy. Your investors, financial institutions are very busy. They may not go through everything in details, right? Although you still have your investment need or your funding ask towards the tail end of the business plan, but it is also important for you to include it in your executive summary so that in first glance, the essence of having an executive summary is that in first glance, the person already knows what they're looking at. That's why it's called a summary. So instead of having a summary at the end of all the talk and all of the things you've written, you're having it first so that the person already knows what they are getting into and they can decide from your executive summary if they're interested or not. So your executive summary is a very powerful element in your business plan. Let's move ahead. So, what is a good executive summary? Let's take this example. Healthy Bites is a startup offering locally sourced organic meal kits in Lagos. Their mission is to simplify healthy eating by delivering fresh, nutritious ingredients with easy to follow recipes. We've, de- we've defined a growing demand among city dwellers who value nutrition but are pressed for time. Now, this already has all of the elements, right? You can see their business statements, you can see their mission, you can see their products there, you can see their target market already. All right. Now, our experienced team, led by two accomplished chefs, ensures the quality of our meals with a projected 40% increase in revenue in our second year. You see what they did there? When I was saying that when even if you've not had achievements or any milestones yet because you're just starting out, give a projection and give a reasonable, attainable projection. Don't just throw figures around because you want to impress people. Do your research and give an attainable projection of what you see the company being in the next 6 months, 1 year or 2 years, And then now she says we seek $100,000 in funding to expand our delivery radius and double our customer base. Now that is their investment need. This executive summary has everything, has all of the elements, all of the formula we have listed in the previous slide here. It has the company statement, it has the business mission, it has the product, it has the target market, it has the company details, it has the financial highlight, and then it has the investment need. Right? And then let's look at a bad executive summary. Now, let's say that this is the same company, this is the same Healthy Bites, and this is their executive summary. We sell meal kits, our food is healthy, and we source it from nearby. People in the city are our customers, our team is good, we want more money to do more business. Even if you, as the business owner, somebody brings this to you, you'd be like, no, this person does not know what they're doing. How am I supposed to understand what this person does from this thing that they have said? We sell meal kits. What meal kits are you selling? What is the purpose of this meal kit? Our food is healthy. How do I know that it is healthy? Where do you source it from? Where is nearby? I don't even know where you are located. Who are the people in the city? Is it everybody? Is it for adults? Is it for children? Who are the people in the city that are your customers? Are you selling to every single human being in your city? Our team is good. How do I know that? Who are your team members? So this is an example of a very bad executive summary. This is an example of a very, very totally bad executive summary. So we have seen a difference between what a good executive summary should look like and what a bad executive summary looks like, right? It is a summary, but it should be detailed. Now, what do you think about the two summaries? I want to see your answers in the comment section. What do you think about these two summaries? I know I have given my own opinion, but I also want to hear your opinion. What do you think about the two summaries? I'm just going to take 1-2 minutes to see what our opinions are. Put your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much. Second one is not detailed. The first is short and detailed. Thank you. First one was very concise and explicit. One is tailored and concise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. Second one is too general. Exactly. Like you are not even describing anything to me. Obviously, the first is very precise and convincing. The second one is vague. Thank you. The second one will make you doubt, like what's going on. Thank you. One is more meaningful, one tells more. Thank you. Second one lacks detail. One is tailored and concise. One is unprofessional. Thank you very much. The second one is unprofessional. Absolutely unprofessional. The first one was explicit and straightforward and interesting. Very important. Keeps you interested in going ahead to read the rest of the business plan. Second one sounds like a draft. Thank you. Second one was sketchy. Thank you. So the first one is a good example of what an executive summary should look like. All right, so let's go right back into it. So let's review the good executive summary together, right? From all of the things that we all said, we said that the good executive summary was clear and concise. A lot of people said that it was elaborate, it was well tailored, to what the business was about. It was clear and concise. It had all the relevant information about the business and the mission. It highlighted what the target market was. It highlighted their team. It spoke about their financial highlights. It spoke about their requested fund and what it's going to be used for. And it told a compelling story. A lot of people said that it was compelling, it was intriguing. It told a compelling story with unique highlights of the business. Now, those were the things contained in the good executive summary. So, the good executive summary is clear, concise, and very detailed. Now, let's review the bad executive summary. Was it clear and concise? No, it was not. Did it have relevant information about the business? No. We couldn't glean. The only thing that we heard, oh, we sell healthy food. What healthy food do you sell? What do you mean by healthy food? Their target market was not well defined. Their team, they didn't tell us. Financial highlights, nothing about that. No requested funding usage, no compelling story, just a bland and drab sketch, like somebody said. Just a bland and drab and drab draft. So we've seen what a good executive summary should contain and what a bad executive summary looks like. And of course, we are not going to be having bad executive summaries over here. We are going to be writing and crafting good executive summaries to engage, the people that are reading the business plan. Now, let's talk about your company description. You know that when we were highlighting the elements of a business plan, we said there's the executive summary, and number two is your company description. Now, so let's talk about your company description. Your company description provides detailed information about your company. Now we are going into details, we're breaking things down, right? This part of your business plan provides detailed information about your company. It should include your business's name, the product or services you offer, and your company's legal structure, such as whether it is a sole proprietorship, a partnership, a corporation, a company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, it should be contained in your company description. Again, I'll take it again. It should include your business's name. So we cannot be sending a business plan and your business name is not there. Who are they supposed to invest in? Right? And then what are the services or the products that they are offering? Just, mention what product or service you're offering in your company description and your company's legal structure. Again, I would not advise you to start sending out business plans to investors or financial institutions when your business is not registered. Nobody in their right senses would give you funding when your business is not registered. And that's just the bitter truth. They need to know that you have a legal structure. They need to know that where their money is going to is traceable, right? Because when you have your business registered, then they can go to the business registry directory in your country and they can search for the company name and details about the company will come out. They can do their research and know that, okay, this is a legitimate company. But when you're not registered, there's no record of you anywhere. So how would they trust you with their money? Except, of course, if it is funding from family members and friends that know you personally. But from somebody that doesn't know you personally, nobody will give you money if your business is not registered. So it is important for you to have your business registered, right? And you also include your legal structure. If you are registered as a business name, as a sole proprietor, okay, I'm the only person, I'm the only proprietor of this company or of this business. If it is a partnership, oh, I'm in partnership with so and so person or so and so company to carry out this business. If it is a corporation, put the details, right? Limited by shares or limited by guarantee, put the details in your company description. And then what are the tips for a great company description? It should be precise and to the point, and it should highlight what sets your business apart. All right. Now, in presenting your, okay, yeah. So, and again, your company goals. You need to present your company goals. Your company goals should be smart. Your company goals should be smart. That means it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be relevant, and it should be time bound. So we use the acronym SMART. S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. Now, in presenting your business goals, you need to include your business. In presenting your company description, you need to include your business goals. What do you want to achieve with your business, right? And the tips for a great company description, again, like I said, be precise, highlight what sets your business apart. If there's something unique about your business, like maybe it is a patented product, something that nobody has produced before. So let's say, for instance, let me see something that maybe is new that nobody has done before. So let's say that you have made a product that I'm trying to see. Let's say, for instance, you've created a product. Let's say you have a gas top cooker and you've created something that can clean it automatically after each use. I don't think I've seen anything like that. And this is something that, of course, particularly homemakers, people that have restaurants or people that have cooking businesses would find very, very lucrative and would find very, very useful, right? So let's say that you've created something like that, that this is a self-cleaning tabletop gas cooker or something. Like after every use, it cleans itself. And then this is something that you need to patent because it is a new idea. It doesn't exist before. So if you have patented it, it is very important for you to let them know, look, this is a new product that is not in the market, and I have patent for it to be the only person producing this. And so that will also keep your investors intrigued that, look, this is something that is very viable. This is something that is very lucrative. People would use this. And because you're the only person that is licensed to produce it, there's monopoly in the market. So you're able to make a lot of money because everybody is buying from you. So if you have such products, include it. Make sure that you include it in your business description. It's part of the things that you should include, right? Then your products and services, of course, you describe your offerings, provide the details of what you're selling or the service that you're giving. Give a detailed description of each product or service that you offer. Now, if you're offering a range of services, give a detailed description of each one of them. So for the spa example that we have been using, you do massages and you do aromatherapy. Give the details of the massages. Give the details of the aromatherapy. Give the details of the whatever else you do, physiotherapy and whatever. Include the details of each of the offerings. If you have different products, for instance, you are a fashion brand, but your fashion brand deals in everything related to fashion. So, for instance, you're a fashion house where if I come in, I can buy everything I need to wear to go out. So, I can buy hats, I can buy shoes, I can buy clothes, I can buy perfume. Then you should include every detail, every product. It doesn't mean that you put all the brand, oh, for clothes, I'm selling so and so brand and so and so brand. No. But for every product, every category of products, make sure you put details of everything. And again, identify your unique selling points. Highlight your unique value propositions. For instance, as I have said now, with the example of the fashion brand, your unique selling point is that if somebody can come into our store and go out fully clothed, they can come into our store and go out ready for a business meeting because we offer everything they would need to get dressed to go there. That is your unique selling point. Some fashion brands will only sell clothes, some will only sell shoes, some will only sell clothes and shoes, but you are offering everything, right? So that is a unique selling point, and you should include it in your product and services. Now, let's go. Okay, yes, questions. Do we have questions? Ask me your questions before we go ahead. Ask me your questions. Can use the Q&A to ask your questions so we can answer. Okay, somebody is saying shares by guarantee. What is shares by guarantee? So it's not shares by guarantee. It is a type of company structure, right? So it is either a company limited by shares or company limited by guarantee. Company limited by shares is that you have shares in the company, shareholding. Limited by guarantee is more of a non-profit structure. Limited by shares is more of a for-profit structure. So for limited by guarantee, of course, you are doing business, you are making money, but it is not for profit making. You are expected to reinvest everything into the company again. Of course, aside paying salaries of staff, you can also pay yourself as the founder of the limited by guarantee. But limited by shares is more for profits, and limited by guarantee is more for non-profits, like for schools or NGOs, right? So that is limited by shares and limited by guarantee. Can you reiterate the company description more? Okay, we can. I'll go back to that. We'll go back to that. My question is on company registration. What differentiates the companies? Okay. Yeah. So for Nigeria particularly, we have, and for most African countries as well, you can register either as a business name, a sole proprietor, or as a company. Now, as a sole proprietor, you are just the only person in the business, right? You can either be a sole proprietor or in a partnership. Sole proprietor, you're the only person. Partnership, you have two or more people in business with you. But once you are writing a business name structure, it gives you legal recognition, but there's no perpetual succession. So what this means is that once the sole proprietor dies, the business also dies automatically with the person. If you register a company, your company has a separate legal entity. So it means that the law views your company as a human being, as a legal human being, separate from you. So even if the proprietor or the director dies, there can be perpetual succession. So somebody else can take over the business. Can a sole proprietorship be turned into a family business? So you can upgrade from a sole proprietorship to a company, and from it, and when you upgrade to a company, then you can add directors and more shareholders, and you can make all of the shareholders and all of the directors your family members. So that is possible. Um, are we going to pass the test or assignment at the end of the program? Um, yes, I mean there's test at the end of this session, right? And but it's not anything graded, it's just for us to test our knowledge. But I'm sure that Beryl or Grace can give more information as to if there's more test or assignment at the end of the program in general. Okay, kindly share example on company description. Okay, I'll look for an example and share with us as we go on. Example of financial highlights. Your income statement, how much, if you've started the business already, how much have you made so far? What is your income? What is your expenditure? How much does it cost to run the business? How much profit have you made so far? You know, what is the percentage increase from when you started to where you are right now? Those are the things that need to be included. Uh, Slide for good summary again. Because of our time, I think that we can go back to YouTube and watch the session again, so you can still go back and see the slides, so that we do not take too much time. We still have a couple of slides to go. Pricing strategy, we're going to get to that. Can children of sole proprietor? No, they cannot take over the company because it is just the name of the sole proprietor that is there. So the best thing is either to do a partnership and include the children if they are already over 18, or register a company and include the children as directors or shareholders, majorly. Okay, I'll take one more question and then we can go. Can a sole proprietor, let me see. Can a sole proprietor get funding from investors? Of course, you can get funding from investors. The investment ask they may not give you so much money, right? You may not be able to obtain so much money from investors or from financial institutions, but you can, of course, get funding from investors. For templates, you can search online, look at templates online, look at if you go online, you can even look for Dangote's business plans. There are some of the resources that you can find online of established businesses and their business plans. You can look at that, try to see what you can get from it and adapt it to yours. If I have not started my business, how can I determine the profit and projection of my business? By doing your research. You have to do proper research when you're starting a business. You have to do proper research. All right. So you need to do your research, analysis of the market. What are the things that, you know, what is the demand for this product? What is the demand for this product? Who are my target audience? How do I reach my target audience? How much will I sell? How much will I buy? Right? So those are the things you find when you try to find out where you can buy from, who are your wholesalers, who are your distributors, people that you can buy from, and how much you can sell to them. Then you'll be able to determine your profit and financial projection. What is there any best template? Essentially, once you have this formula, this is why I've given you the formula, right? What it should contain, the executive summary, the company description. Just make sure that it is detailed. Like I said again, you can get Google online and you'll see templates. Make sure that the template you're looking for has all of these formulas that you have highlighted, right? And then adapt it to yours. Do your research as well, and you're good to go. Okay, so let's go straight back into it. Okay, so now we'll be talking about market analysis. We'll be talking about market analysis. This is another formula. And what is your market analysis? It is a detailed study of your business's market, including your potential customers, your competitors, and trends. So essentially, it is you doing your research and studying what the market looks like, what the industry is like, how much is already circulating within the industry. So let's say, for instance, you want to enter into the cosmetics industry. You do your research and say, okay, the people in the cosmetics industry as a whole, how much does it generate annually? How many people are in this industry? So you have to do your research. Try to understand the market needs, how it has grown in the past few years. Okay, cosmetics industry 20 years ago is not the same as it is right now. So what are the things that have changed? What are the progresses that have been made? How can I contribute to this so that I'm also making a difference and I'm also making impact and making money at the same time? These are the things that you need to do in your market analysis. It's you doing your research. And why is it important? It helps you to understand the demands for your product or service. Who are the people that need this service? Does anybody even need this service? Who am I producing for? Who am I selling to? Who am I giving this service to? You also need to identify the opportunities and threats in the market. It helps you to identify the opportunities and the threats in the market. What is the gap? What is the gap that I need to come and fill? Right? Because you need to be solving a problem. What is the problem I'm coming into this industry to solve? And what are the threats in the market? Why are people already doing it and doing it fantastically well? And how can I also get to that point where I'm doing it fantastically well and even doing better than them? And of course, it informs your pricing and marketing strategies. When you've done your market analysis, you've identified people that are doing it, how much they're, for instance, I use the perfume business again. Let's say, for instance, you realize that, there are people selling Arabian perfumes and they're selling it quite expensive, right? And then you've identified that, I can get from so and so place where I can get it cheaper and sell for less of the price that these people are selling for. That way, you're able to, do your own pricing. Like, these people are selling theirs for say 28,000 naira. I can still sell mine for 25,000 naira and still make a good profit margin, right? And again, it could also help by saying that, okay, this thing I was going to sell it for 25,000 naira, but I'm seeing that people are selling theirs for 28,000, so I can sell mine for 28,000 as well and make more profit. So it depends on what you decide to do, but it helps you to make your pricing and marketing strategies when you've done your marketing analysis. Now, let's talk about your target market. The target market, like I said, is the specific group of people you want to reach with your products or services. And how do you identify your target market? You define the demographics. Who are the people that I can sell to? Who are the people I am selling to? Again, like I said before, the people that are using your products are different from the people that you are selling to, right? The people using your products are different from the people that you are selling to. Let's say again, for instance, that you sell, um, let's say that for instance, you're a pharmaceutical company, right? Of course, you know that it's people that will be using the drugs, but your target market would be pharmacies, hospitals, right? The people, individual people buying drugs would be the least of your target market. The majority of your target market would be pharmacies and hospitals because this is where people would actually go to get these drugs or medicines that you're producing. So that's another example. Or let's say, for instance, you um, you're selling uniform materials, school uniform materials, or you're sewing school uniforms, right? It's the students that will wear the school uniforms. But your target market is the schools and the school owners, not the children wearing the uniform, right? It's the children that will wear the uniform. They're the end users, they're the end consumers, but they're not your target market. It is the schools, the owner of the schools that are your target market. So you need to define your demographics. You need to understand their needs and their preferences. You need to do a survey of your potential customers. So for instance, let me use the same example of you sew school uniforms. There are some schools that they are very particular about the quality of the material. Some schools are less concerned with quality. They just want it to look good. Let the material be nice and shiny on the outside. If you don't have a lot of money to buy all the thick and good materials. Some, in sewing it, they want it to be long. The girls have to be wearing long skirts. Some schools, they are not very particular about the skirts being, it could be mid-length, it could be, there are some schools that they are Catholic schools, they're religious schools or Islamic schools. This is the particular way they want the uniforms to be sewn. There are some schools that are not so particular about it, conforming to a particular standard. So you have to do your research and survey your potential customers so that when you are, sending your business plan to them, because of course you can also send a business plan to your potential customers that look, this is what the business is about, and we want you to buy from us. We want you to patronize us, right? And you can tell them that look, um, if you're sending this to, let's say, an Islamic school, for instance, you're not going to be sending them sketches because I said earlier that in your appendix you can include pictures of your products and of your services. Now, if you're including pictures in your appendix for, let's say, an Islamic school or a Catholic school, you are not showing them pictures of the skirts being short or the boys' trousers being very tight fitting. You would have done your research to know that, okay, these are the things that they would want, or this is what their current uniform looks like. And this is how we can upgrade it. This is how we can make it better. And not you sending something that they will look at, there's definitely no way I can work with this person. So you need to survey your potential customers. And of course, study industry reports for insights. Study industry reports for insights. Look at your industry. Like I said, do a research, see how it has grown in the past year. Okay, who are the people that they sell to? Who are their target audience, right? I was saying again one time that I was talking to some people were training in Abeokuta, and I was saying that you can think that, oh, your target market, you've already identified your target market. For instance, you're a makeup artist. And you say, oh, my target audience are women from within the ages of, let's say, 18 to 65, right? Those are your target audience. People that want to go for parties or having weddings or their birthdays. I do makeup for them, right? But if you do study industry reports, you realize that, okay, there's some people that are doing SFX makeup, special effect makeup, and they're working for, movie producers. So that way, first of all, you've realized that, okay, there's a shift. My target audience can be broader, right? And so you are no longer just targeting people that want to do everyday makeup. You're now targeting movie producers, movie directors that may need special effects makeup artists on their studio. In fact, you don't even have to learn special effects. Every movie that you see, somebody did their makeup, the regular everyday makeup that they are wearing. Every actor on TV is wearing makeup, even the men. They're wearing some sort of powder or something just so that their face is appearing better and smoother on screen. So you can even still extend, even without doing any extra training, extend your what's it called, your target market to movie producers by just doing makeup on set, and you're even making more money. So that's why I keep saying that in business, you have to keep doing your research. You have to keep doing your research. You have to keep doing your research. So research industry reports for insights, right? And why is it important for you to do this? Knowing your audience ensures that your product, your services, and your marketing messages are tailored to the needs and interests of the people that are most likely to purchase from you. You are catering to their interests. You are telling them this is what you need and I can give it to you. Now let's go to the industry trends. What are industry trends? They are the patterns of or movements in an industry over time, the things that have happened over time in an industry. They can include the technological advancements, they can include the changes in consumer preferences, they can include broader economic changes. Again, I'll give the makeup artist example. The way we were doing our brows even 2 years ago or 3 years ago is different from the way we are drawing our brows right now, right? So that is you studying, okay, what are the things that have changed? There are new technological advancements, even in makeup artistry. There are airbrushes that you use to airbrush foundation and powders on your clients that will make it look smoother. There's a smoother finish. As at 2 to 3 years ago, we didn't have all these setting sprays and finishing sprays that if you spray it, your makeup will stay the whole 24 hours and it's not moving anywhere. But now there are already products that promises that and would even do that. So you need to study the market trends, study the industry trends, right? Regularly read your industry news, reports, follow people, follow the giants in that industry, people that have been there for years and making strides. Look at what they are doing. Some of them have written articles, read those articles. There are, reports, there are magazines that talk about your industry, read them. Join industry associations and attend conferences. When you see conferences happening, um, join them. It's also a way for you to network. Sometimes you will not even know the opportunities available in your industry until you network and you see what other people are doing. And you're like, okay, I can actually do this as well. And this is even the way I can make it better. So join industry associations, attend conferences, engage with customers and experts on social media. You can also do this sort of question and answer. Oh, this product, what do you think we can do to make it better? Ask questions, ask your customers, if we're able to do this and this, would you like it? Let's say, for instance, you're into cosmetology, you produce skincare products, and the skincare products you produce is for just even skin tone, right? Even skin tone, no additives, no bleaching ingredients, and all of that. And you realize, okay, yes, people are coming and they're buying this even for even skin tone, but my customers also have skin blemishes that they would like to fade, right? So you can also ask them that, oh, if we include this in our products, is this something that you are willing to buy? And you'll be surprised that somebody will be like, I was even wishing that you sell this product. Your products are so good. The ones I already use are so good. I would like if you can include this and include that. So engage your customers as well to see how you can expand and serve them better. Now let's talk about competitor analysis. Like I said, you also need to analyze your competitors. When you are, going for these conferences and networking, you are also analyzing them and seeing, okay, what are they doing? You need to understand your competitors, understand their strengths, understand their weaknesses. What are their strategies? What are they offering? And how can you also step up and do something better and make yourself unique? Because the sky is very big, right? It's very big. Everybody has wings, they can fly, but there are some bigger birds in the sky, and that's just the truth. Now, look at those bigger birds. What are they doing? How can I also get to this point? Right? So, how do you, and first of all, let's even talk about why it is important to analyze your competitors. It is very important because this is, you're in a business for you to grow. You're not just there for making money. Of course, some people start business just for making money, but that's not the end to it. Making money is, of course, very important. It is one of the major reasons to start a business, but you also need to start to create a business that can live long after you, a business that is scalable, a business that can start from 100,000 naira and move to a million naira, a business that can start from 200,000 rands and move to 500 million rands. It is possible, right? And it's just the way you strategize that would help you get there. Now, how do you analyze your competitors? Identify your main competitors. You want to start a spa. Identify the people that are doing the spa business well in the industry. Identify them. Examine their products, their pricing, their marketing strategies. Okay, these products they are offering, how good do they work? How much are they selling it? How are they marketing? Write them down. Analyze their online presence and customer reviews. How many times do they post? How many likes? How many followers do they have? What are the customers saying about their products? Identify the areas where you can outperform them. And that is the most important thing. Identify all of these things, but not just getting the information just to sit on it. No, you're now identifying the areas where you can outperform them. Identify the areas where you are slacking and you need to do better. That is the point of having a competitor analysis, right? So, what is your marketing strategy? Now, this is very essential, and I'm going to be going in a lot of details with this, right? So that we can really understand it. Our time is fast spent, but I will try to move as fast as possible. Now, your marketing strategy is your plan for reaching and influencing potential customers. It is how you plan to reach those people that you have identified as your customers. It includes your details about your pricing, promotion, and distribution. Now, let's make an example. A fast food chain might use a cost leadership strategy to offer competitive pricing and promote value meals to attract budget conscious customers. For those of us in Nigeria, we know Chicken Republic, and we know that they are one of the fast food restaurants that offer the cheapest food prices in Nigeria, right? They use the cost leadership strategy. And the cost leadership strategy is essentially when a company tries to be the cheapest option in the market. So you know that people that are budget conscious, you are the first person on their mind. And of course, you also know that people that are not able to afford expensive meals may be more in the market than people that are able to afford it. So you know that okay, these are my target audience. They are the majority, and I want to target the majority. It is a good marketing strategy if that is what you want to do to target the majority. Some people may decide to target the minority who can pay higher, and they'll still make their profit margin. But again, the sky is broad enough for you to pick your niche, right? So it is essentially you trying to be the cheapest option in the market. The business finds ways to make things at lower cost than their competitors. For instance, they will now go and buy in bulk, or they use efficient machinery to cost unnecessary expenses. I'll do some examples, some international examples and some local examples in Nigeria. So, for instance, Walmart sells products cheaply, and how they do this is by buying in huge amounts and keeping costs low. You know that once you buy in bulk, the higher you buy, the cheaper you buy. So, of course, they can afford to buy high and sell low. So they will buy high amount of products at a cheaper price. That way, they're able to sell cheaper, as opposed to other retail stores that they cannot afford to buy high or stock a lot. So they would have to, of course, maximize their profit margin by selling higher. There's also Ryanair. This is an aeronautic company, and they keep their tickets low, their ticket prices low, by not offering free meals or fancy extras. Do you understand now? So that one, if you are budget conscious, they're like, you know what? I'm traveling how many hours? 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. I can eat before I get on the plane and eat when I get to where I'm going to. I don't need them to offer me money. Rather, I don't need them to offer me food on the plane, and I will save my money. So that is one of the ways they keep their own costs low by doing the cost leadership strategy. A local example is Globacom, our Glow network in Nigeria. We know that they offer some of the cheapest call and data bundles in Nigeria, right? And that way they're able to attract price sensitive customers who want low cost telecommunication services, right? So this is what the cost leadership strategy is. And of course, there are also different types of other marketing strategies. We have the differentiation strategy where you're making products or services unique so customers sees them as special. For instance, Apple, you see the way iPhones are the standard. You have an iPhone or you have a MacBook, they have made it very unique, right? Another example is GT Bank. Then we also have the focus on niche strategy, which is serving a specific segment of the market really well, right? Serving a specific segment of the market really well. So, for instance, you could be selling perfumes, right? And you decide that, you know what, these designer perfumes are expensive. They are very difficult to get, but there are Arabian options that smell similar, smell good, but are less expensive. And you can say that, okay, you know what, this is my niche. I'm only selling Arabian perfumes. And that is the niche that you pick, and you make sure that you sell good quality ones that are not too expensive, that people that want to have the designers, but they cannot afford them, can buy the lower cost ones, right? You also have the product service differentiation, the marketing mix strategy, right? And this is a strategy that is built around the 4 P's of marketing, which is your product, your price, your place, and promotion. So for products, you're offering better features or better qualities. Yeah, for prices, you're competing with lower or flexible pricing, right? So you're not selling too high that people are unable to afford you. Then for place, reaching more people through wide distribution. That's why you see some people say, oh, we will do worldwide delivery or nationwide delivery, as opposed to just limiting yourself to one place. And promotion, of course, using advertising, discounts, or influencers to stand out. There's also the growth strategy by market penetration, market development, product development, diversifying. For instance, we look at the Dangote group, it was Dangote cement, and then now Dangote spaghetti, Dangote sugar, being able to diversify. Of course, we also have the digital and modern marketing strategies like content marketing, creating content, using blogs, using social media, influencer marketing, using influencers, social media strategy, using platforms like Instagram, TikTok, X, which was Twitter, to engage with your customers. And of course, relationship marketing, that is building long-term customer loyalty, right? So, of course, by making customers and repeat customers, they bought from you twice, 3 times, you can start creating loyalty cards. Oh, after your fifth shopping, you get 5% discount. Use this card, after sales services. Like, for instance, you've sold them you've sold them let's say you've sold them like a tummy wrap, for instance, for like a girdle. You can offer after sales services that, oh, you can also, I'm giving you this extra, it will help you with using this tummy wrap, or I'm giving you this guide, this workout guide, because of course, that anybody buying tummy wrap or an exercise belt is because they want to take their health seriously, they want to work out. They can include, including this free workout guide or free meal plan to help you and all of that. Just, you can create something small. It doesn't even have to be a physical copy, it could be an ebook, right? So those are some of the things that you can do for your marketing strategy. Now, how do you create a marketing strategy? How do you create a marketing strategy? First, you need to understand your customers. Who are they and what do they want? For example, a boutique clothing store might cater to fashion forward women in their 20s and 30s who value sustainable fashion. So you know that, okay, I'm looking to just sell to women in their 20s to 30s, business class women, career women. This is what I'm selling. And that is what you're sticking to, right? So you need to understand who your customers are and who you intend to sell to, right? If you are targeting career women, so of course what you're going to be selling is, you know, outfits they can wear to work, outfits they can wear to conferences, and sometimes we can even include lounge wears, for instance, for the times that they are working from home, and when they want to work from your co-working space and they want to just feel comfortable, you can also include that, right? In the in a few years ago, let's say 2018, 2015, you may not really even be thinking about lounge wears for career women because they're like, everybody goes to the office. It was not very rampant for people to have a remote work lifestyle or a hybrid work lifestyle. But from 2020, it became rampant. People started working from home. So people, it was okay then operating a boutique and just selling career outfits, something they can wear out. But now it would also be a wise decision for you to also include some lounge wears that, oh, when you're working from home, this is something comfortable to wear. You know, even if you need to jump on a meeting quickly, you can still look presentable in the lounge where you're wearing, you know. So that is one of the strategies, one of the ways to create a marketing strategies. Another thing is to identify your unique selling proposition. Identify your unique selling proposition. What is your unique selling point, right? What sets you apart? Now, and the same example of the boutique I was saying, the boutique's clothing, the clothing store's USP would be ethically made clothing, right? Ethically made clothing, affordable fashion for career women, and also the inclusion of a loungewear so that they are comfortable. So the tagline could even be comfortable in and out of office, something like that, you know, something really catchy like that. That you're comfortable when you're working from the office, you're also comfortable when you're working from home. So, of course, also analyze your SWOT, your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, your threats. Analyze your SWOT, identify your unique selling point, determine your marketing mix. You know, earlier I was talking about the types of marketing strategies, and I spoke about the 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. To determine how you're working on your marketing mix, then set clear, achievable marketing goals. You cannot be having marketing goals that will cost you millions, meanwhile, your business is not even worth that yet. Some companies can afford to spend millions on their marketing, but if you're starting out, I would advise you do email marketing, content marketing, using social media. If you can afford influencer marketing, pay some people to influence for you, to send products to people to test for you. You can start with that, right? And then choose customized marketing tactics. Your marketing is not all the marketing tactics that would work for you, for your business, and for where you are at the moment. So choose the one that works for you and stick to it. And then you can, of course, upgrade it as your business grows. When your business grows and you are able to do some other marketing strategies, then of course you can do that. But choose the one that fits your business at the particular point in time. Start with that, and you can update and upgrade as you go. Now, your marketing strategy implementation. You need to outline a plan for implementing your strategy. It is okay and good to have a strategy, but a strategy that is not implemented is just an idea. It doesn't do anything for you. It really doesn't do anything for you. So you need to be able to implement your strategy. Thank you. Somebody has put in the comment section about Marketing Mix by Philip Kotler. It's something that it's a resource that you should also look into and read, right? As business owners, you need to always read. You need to always read, research, update your knowledge. Thank you very much for that. So you need to outline a plan for implementing your strategy, include a timeline, and allocate resources for each marketing tactic. Now, suppose you are launching a new organic skincare product line. Your marketing strategy should include this: social media promotions. We are in the digital age. Your customers are majorly online. Your customers are majorly online. So use social media promotions. You know, do ads, run ads on social media, run Facebook ads, run Instagram ads, post, right? And then influencer partnership, like I said, use influencers. You can send them products to test for you. You can pay influencers to, you know, review your products. And then in-store events. If you have a store, you can do an in-store event to attract customers to your store, right? So of course you also need to promote this. Oh, we are doing so and so 10% discounts for everybody that comes to shop in the store. You can even see these are marketing strategies that you can implement, right? If you see that, okay, some of my customers are also book lovers, and this is where you need to understand your customers, understand the behavioral pattern of the people that are your target audience. Let's say, for instance, now, and like, oh, my customers, I've realized a lot of them are also book lovers. You can say that, okay, you know what, I want to do a book club in my store every Saturday, and people come in and they just, particularly if, for instance, you run a cafe or something, right? Maybe you run a cafe or you run a food business. You can say, oh, you want to do a book club. People come into your um your store, people have a book for the month, people come together, you are, analyzing the book. And of course, if you are there 2 hours, 3 hours, people will get hungry or thirsty, they will buy something from you. And these are secrets that I'm telling you, like telling you for free, right? You would make so much money just from something that doesn't cost you. This strategy may not even cost you a lot. All you just have to do is put something out there. Oh, book club, so and so. I realize that women, career women, so and so, they don't have time to even, kick their feet up and read and enjoy something. Creating a community of professionals to come together and read at so and so cafe, and then they come in, they start reading, they get thirsty. By the time they finish talking, they get thirsty, they will buy something from you. An example is terra culture in Nigeria. I don't know if you know about terra culture in Nigeria. Terra culture in Nigeria is like an art space. Somebody's saying that is their voice. Can anybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me.
We can hear you. You can go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, great. So terra culture is an art space, right? They do movie in the lawn. There was a time that I said movie, they do like theater in the lawn, whereby there's a stage play, but it's done on the lawn and it's interactive. But also, Terra Culture has a restaurant right there where the stage play is going on. So while you are there, you are laughing, you are joking, you'd want to eat something and drink something. While you're even there, without even asking, they will bring you their menu, right? And you'd be like, oh, okay, I can actually drink something while I'm watching this stage play. I can actually eat something while I'm watching this stage play, right? So exactly. So, it is very easy for them to sell that way. So first of all, the tickets to the stage play are not even free. So they are getting money from you coming to watch the stage play. They are getting money from you buying from their restaurant. So these are some of the things that you can do to, bring more footfall, into your store, into your establishment. Let me see if my camera would come on again. I don't know what is wrong with my camera, but I don't want us to get distracted by that.
Not coming on. It's still very dark. There's something wrong with the resolution.
I'm guessing it's the laptop. I just got the laptop back. So there might still be an issue with it. But please bear with me. I'm trying to make my voice as expressive as possible, even if you can't see my face. So please bear with me. Um, okay. So like I was saying, these are some of the things that you can do to market to bring people to create awareness and bring people, particularly if you have like an establishment, a physical store, a physical establishment. These are some of the things that you can do to bring people into your store and make more money, get more customers. Now, understanding your sales tactics. What are sales tactics? These are the methods you use to sell your products or services. It could involve direct selling, online sales, or sales through retail partners, right? So you need to know what your tactics are. Are you selling directly? Are you selling online? Are you having a physical store? Are you selling through retail partners and you're just going to be the distributor? Right? You need to know if that's the sale tactics you want to go. For example, a software company might offer free trials to attract potential customers, then follow up with personalized emails to convert these trials into sales, right? So you need to understand your customers' buying process, build your customer relationship, increase sales value through upselling and cross-selling, right? And I'm going to explain to you what upselling and cross-selling is, but let me take us through how to develop our sales tactics. Like I said again, understand your customers' buying process, build your customers' relationship, increase sales value. Now, what does upselling and cross-selling mean? Now, upselling essentially means you're convincing a customer to buy a more expensive or upgraded version of the products they are already considering. So, if somebody comes into your store now and they say, oh, let's say you sell food and they say, oh, I want to order fried rice and beef. And I suggest that, oh, you know what, we're currently having a promo. If you buy fried rice and chicken, you get a 1% discount. Now, the discount that you're giving is not a lot, but because of they've perceived that, oh, you know what, I'm getting a better bargain, they'll most likely buy that at a more expensive price as opposed to what they were, considering. So it increases the value of the sale. Instead of you selling food of say 1,000 naira, you have sold food of 5,000 naira because the person has perceived that, oh, okay, I think this is better value for what I was going to buy. Another example is, a technical store, a phone store. You want to buy, say, a techno phone. Then the seller convinces you to buy maybe a Samsung, right? And say, oh, you know what, you can actually do this. The Samsung will give you better battery life and it has higher resale value and all of those things. And you think about it and say, okay, I think that this would actually be better. This may actually suit what I'm looking for. That is upselling. They've convinced you to buy something higher than what you're actually considering. Now, cross-selling is encouraging a customer to buy related or complementary products along with what they already wanted. Now, this also adds more item to the purchase. Instead of somebody coming to your store to just buy one thing, now they're leaving your store with two or three things because they feel like, oh, I can use these two together. So let's say, for instance, you are you sell cosmetics, and somebody comes and says, oh, I want to buy powder, for instance. And you're like, oh, okay, yes, this powder is very good, but if you layer this foundation before using this powder, it's going to give you the perfect finish. And then you can also, use this finishing spray to set it, and you're, good to go. So this person, instead of just buying powder from you, they've bought foundation, they bought a finishing spray. Another example is you sell perfumes, and I use perfume a lot because I really love perfumes. So bear with me. And let's say, for instance, you sell perfume, and then somebody comes and says, oh, I've been seeing this perfume online on TikTok, and I really want to buy it. So I want to buy this perfume. And then you say, oh, yes, we have it. And you're like, you know what? This perfume, when you layer it with this other perfume, is going to give you the longest sillage. It's going to give you the best smell. Once you enter, before you even enter the room, they're already smelling you. And of course, the person would also think about, you can even go ahead and spray testers for them, let them smell it, what it smells like combined together. And then before you know it, they've already bought two bottles instead of buying just one bottle. So that is what cross-selling is. Let's go into outlining your growth strategy. What is a growth strategy? Your growth strategy is your plan for business expansion. It may involve entering new markets, launching new products, or scaling operations, right? So it is your plan to grow your business, to evolve your business from where it started to where you need it to be. For example, a local bakery might decide to expand by offering franchising opportunities. So, for instance, let's say that you are a local bakery in Nairobi, Kenya, for instance, but you don't have the capacity to also be in Lagos, Nigeria, or be in Rwanda at the same time. You can offer franchising licenses to people, franchising opportunities to people, for them to be able to replicate what you do in their own country and pay you royalties for it, pay you for the franchise, right? So that is one of the growth strategies. Now, how do you develop a growth strategy? How do you develop a growth strategy? Identify the growth opportunities. What are the things you're doing now? How can you do it better? What is it? What is in it for you? Right? Evaluate the financial and operational implications of growth. Evaluate how much it's going to cost you. How much is it going to cost you financial by your team? Are you going to need to expand your production? Are you going to need to get more money, get more funding, pump in more capital, invest more? Then you need to create a step-by-step plan, including your resource allocation and timeline. Create a step-by-step plan. What do I need to do first? Okay, what's the next step? And then you need to implement your growth strategy. Implement, monitor your progress, and adjust the strategy as needed. It doesn't have to start out perfect. Once you start, if there's anything that you need to adjust it. There's no crime in doing that. So you need to also monitor your progress regularly, because that is the way you'll be able to adjust. If there's anything lagging behind, you're able to adjust because you're monitoring it regularly. Now, what is your growth and strategy implementation plan? example, you own a successful artisanal coffee shop in Nairobi, you have a cafe in Nairobi. Your growth strategy is to expand your business by opening a second location in Mombasa, right? Leveraging the city's demand for unique coffee shop experiences. What do you need to do? First, you need to identify your opportunities. Recognize that Mombasa is a popular tourist city and has a significant market for unique coffee experiences. After that, you need to develop a plan. Your plan should include securing funding, scouting for suitable location, recruiting and training new staff, crafting a marketing campaign for the new location's grand opening. Then the next step is to implement. Proceed with your plan. Secure a business loan or an investment. Sign a lease. Hire and train new team members. Kickstart your marketing campaign. Then you need to monitor and adjust. Once your Mombasa location is operational, continually monitor its performance. How is it doing? What's the customer inflow looking like? What are people saying about us? Gather customer feedback and adjust your strategy as needed to ensure success. Do we have any questions? Questions quickly. And please, can the moderators also help in answering the questions so that I don't have to answer live rather, because our time is fast spent and we need to move very quickly. We need to move very quickly. So please ask your questions in the Q&A, and moderators, please answer the questions so that we can move swiftly. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about organization and management team. Your business structure. We were talking about it earlier, and I'm not going to, go too much into details about this because I answered it while we were answering questions earlier. So you need to let us know if you are a sole proprietorship, if you are a limited liability company that is limited by shares or limited by guarantee. Let us know what your business structure is and your key team members. Present your management team, include their names, their roles, a brief summary of their background and their responsibilities within the company, right? What is their expertise? Why are they in the team? What experience have they had? What are they bringing into the team? So you need to present your management team. An example is Jane Doe, a CEO. So you say, oh, so we have Jane Doe, she's our CEO with 10 years of experience in the cosmetics industry. Jane oversees the overall strategic direction of the company. Simple, concise, but they know who she is and what she does in the company and why she's in that role, why she's qualified to be in that role. So also your financial projections. Why do financial projections matter? Financial projections are a crucial component of your business plan as they indicate the economic feasibility of your business idea. They indicate why your business idea is a lucrative one, why it should be invested in, they should give you a loan, the financial benefits of it. They serve as a roadmap for you to follow as you develop your business and also signal to potential investors the profitability of your venture. It tells investors that, okay, this is a profitable venture because this is the potential for growth. Now, what are the key elements of your financial projection? Your income statement, that's the projection of revenue, cost, profits. Your cash flow statement, which is forecasting your cash inflow, outflow, and balance sheets, which is an overview of your financial position. Now, what are the key elements of your financial what are the key elements of your financial projection? Like you said, the income statement, it shows your revenue, your costs, and profits for a specific period. It illustrates your business's profitability. This is the amount that I've been generating. Now, your cash flow statement, it shows how your cash flows in and out. This is what comes in, this is what goes out, this is how we spend the money, indicating your business's liquidity. That you're not just stockpiling money and it's not flowing. Your business is not growing. Because the key importance in business is that money is moving. You're getting money, you're using the money to expand the business, not just stacking it up somewhere. And of course, your balance sheet, which provides a snapshot of your business's financial position at a specific point in time. Now, let's talk about your funding requests, which is very important. How do you craft your funding request? How do you craft your funding request? First, you need to put the funding amount. You need to clearly state the total funding needed. So let's say, for instance, you need your business is the capital needed is say 50 million naira to start the business, and you already have say 30 million naira. It's also good for you to let them know that okay, this is how much the capital is needed, 50 million naira. However, you have raised 30 million naira and your funding ask is 20 million naira, right? So clearly state the total funding needed. Ensure this aligns with your financial projections. Not that you're asking for 50 million naira, but the projection is showing that you'll be making maybe 20 million naira or 51 million naira in the next 1 year. How come the interest on 50 million naira is just 1 million naira in 2 3 years, right? So it needs to correspond to your financial projection, and it should be justified by your business needs. So you cannot say that, oh, I need 50 million naira. What do you need the 50 million naira to do? I need to get a store, and that's it. Why are you getting a store for 50 million naira or for 30 million naira? What are you going to put in the store when you get it? Right? So it needs to be justified that, oh, I need to buy machines, right, to produce so and so. I need to get a store. I need to, equip, I need to do shelves for storage. I need to get certifications. I need to get licenses. So those are the things that you need to include. Again, utilization of the funds. I already said that. The planned allocation of the funds. What are you going to use the fund to do? Highlight them, itemize them. And then the investors' benefits. What is the potential return for the investors? What are they going to be getting in return? Of course, they want return on investment. Nobody's just giving out money just for the sake of it, except, of course, their family members and friends who just want to help you out and invest in your business just for the sake of helping you out, right? But external investors want return on their investment. So what are they getting in return? So of course, you can tell them that, oh, on so and so, you're going to be getting so and so percentage from the company, or if you're giving them equity, we are giving you 5% stake in the company, you own 5% of the company, or you're going to be getting certain percentage of returns. So if you're giving us 50 million, we're going to be giving you maybe 1 million monthly for so and so years. Or we'll return the capital and then give you so and so monthly for so and so months, right? So you can craft it the way that benefits your business the most. Craft it that way, right? You can also throw in other freebies like, oh, trying to, and this is also a strategy for you to try to even turn your investors into your customers. Tell them that, oh, whenever they buy from you, they get 20% discount on the product. Even if they're not going to buy from you before, one day they just realize that, oh, I have one 20% discount somewhere. Even if they're not the ones buying directly, they could refer somebody to you and say, oh, you know what, use my discounts. Do you understand? So these are the things that you need to include in your funding request. Make it more juicy. You can offer them discounts on the services or products that you are also doing whenever they are, patronizing you. It's also a strategic way of getting funding and also converting your investors to your customers. Now, utilizing of funds. Utilizing of funds. What is the allocation? Provide a detailed breakdown of how the funds will be allocated. Provide a detailed breakdown of how the funds will be allocated, right? And then an example of this is use a pie chart, use a visual representation. So you can say, oh, 50% goes for equipment. And visual representations are always very good because it makes it easier to understand as opposed to just writing. Sometimes I know that this is why some books have pictures just to keep you interested. So make use of visual representations. You can use a pie chart, a bar chart, to show how you're allocating the funds. You say 50% for equipment, and 25% towards marketing, 15% for inventory, 10% for contingencies, just craft it the way that suits you. Yours could be 50% for equipment, 15% for licensing, 10% for contingency, 25% for marketing, depending on what your business needs, craft it that way. Now, your appendix. What is the significance of the appendix? I said that I talked about it earlier. Your appendix supports your claims and statements made in the business plan. It provides tangible proof of your preparation and due diligence. It is important for potential investors, lenders, or partners for you to validate information and make informed decisions. So if you are saying that, oh, this is what I make, include product pictures, your branding pictures, your include them. If you are a service, if you are offering a service, include pictures of your space. For instance, if you are a spa, include pictures of your space. It's a serene environment. It is relaxing. These are the products that we use, relaxing products and all of those things. Include them in your appendix. So again, what should you include in your appendix? Your market study results. You've spoken about, oh, you did your marketing analysis, your market study. Put it in your appendix. These are the results. I have partnership with so and so. I'm working with top tier brands to do this. Put the partnership agreement in your appendix. Patent certification, for instance, you're the person that um, made that self-cleaning tabletop gas cooker and you have a patent certification for it. Include it. Your licenses and permits, or you have NAFDAC, you have SON, you have ISO. Include it. And then, of course, include the photos of your products. Now, update your business plan regularly. This is very important. This is very, very important. Your business plans are a living document that should grow and change as your business grows and changes. Regular updates can help you stay on track with your goals and adapt to changes in your industry. So it is very important for you to update your business plan. Your business plan is not a one-off document. It's something that you update every time, every time. Let's say, for instance, the example I use about, oh, you have a niche and you are only selling Arabian perfumes. And later you realize that, oh, I can get a supplier that can supply me designer perfumes at a lower cost. I want to include that as well. Then you update your business plan because your product has increased, your target audience has probably also increased. And then the timing of the updates, review and update your business plan at least once a year or whenever a major change occur. At least once a year, and whenever a major change occurs, you need to update your business plan. Now, creating a business plan, like having a case study now. This is AfriCrafts, right? This is a business name, AfriCrafts. And the idea is Susan is a skilled bead maker in Johannesburg, South Africa. She had a dream. She wanted to share her passion and skills with the world through AfriCrafts, a business selling handmade African craft items. Our target customers were both local patrons of art and international tourists interested in authentic African crafts, right? So she knows our target audience. Now, what is the problem? While Susan had the skills and the idea, she faced several challenges. One of the challenges she faced was she couldn't understand her market better. She couldn't define her marketing and sales strategy. She couldn't organize her business structure. She couldn't manage her financials. And it was difficult to secure funding for her business. Now, what is the solution? Susan began her journey by understanding her markets. She found that her customers would primarily be locals from Nairobi, making up 60% of her customer base, who appreciated handcrafted art. And then the remaining 40% would be the international tourists, especially from the US and Europe, seeking unique, authentically African souvenirs, right? So she identified her audience. That was the starting point. And then she also laid out a marketing strategy in her business plan. She laid out a marketing strategy. She decided to utilize Instagram, where she had a potential reach of over 1,000 followers in the first year, to showcase her craft. She also planned to attend at least 10 local art fairs and cultural festivals throughout Kenya each year to reach her local customers and tourists. She also formed partnerships with local boutiques, about 5 local boutiques, souvenir shops in Nairobi and Mombasa, and 2 leading hotels. So she found people to offtake the products that she's selling. She identified the Stanley Hotel and the Sarova White Sands Beach Resort to sell her craft. So she looked for high value hotels where there are tourists coming in to sell her products. Now, what about her financial projection and funding? She developed detailed financial projections. She predicted her initial costs would be around 500,000 Kenyan shillings, with ongoing expenses at about 50,000 Kenyan shillings per month. She expected an average revenue of 100,000 per month in the first year, increasing by 10% every year thereafter. Based on these numbers, she figured that she needed a funding of about 1.2 million Kenyan shillings to cover the initial cost and sustain the business. So, doing all of this analysis has helped her to understand what her funding need is, right? I know that I'm rushing through this now, but we can also always go back to YouTube to go through this and understand it better. And then also, this detailed financial plan and funding request helped her to secure a loan from the Kenyan Women Microfinance Bank because she understood her financial projections and she knew what she needed for funding. Now, so what was the result after all of this? With a comprehensive roadmap in her business plan, Susan successfully launched AfriCraft. The business grew steadily, meeting her projected revenue within the first year. She expanded her customer base to over 3,000 individuals with a 60-40 split between locals and tourists, just as she has envisaged. And, she was able to scale her business and start her business well. Now, what are our key takeaways? Susan's journey with AfriCraft showcases the power of a well-drafted business plan. In just a few minutes, I've just gone through everything we've been talking about using Susan as a case study, right? So it showcases the power of a well-drafted business plan. Her meticulous planning and projection allowed her to secure necessary funding and guide her business to success. Now, this case study serves as a practical, real-world example for every entrepreneur to understand the value of detailed business planning. Do we have any questions? We've come to the end of the training, but do you have any questions? Because I'm also going to ask my questions. After these questions, I'm asking my own questions. So please ask your questions. So someone says, what can be a photo of a product of, say, a laundromat? Of course, you can take pictures of your machines. If you have steaming machines, if you have the ironing machines, it could obviously be pictures of your staff at work. It could also maybe be a before and after picture of how the clothes came to you and how you returned it to the buyer. There are several different options of what you can do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So it looks like we don't have questions. That's good. Thank you. Thank you very much for the nice words. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I don't want to take too much of our time because time is fast spent. So we're supposed to end this by 11:30. So I'm going to ask you my questions. So my first question is, what is a business plan? So you can just put your answers in the comment section. You can just put A, B, C, or D. You don't have to type it all out. What is a business plan? Is it a financial statement? Is it a document that describes your business, including the products, the target market, and strategy? Is it a marketing campaign proposal, or is it a contract with investors? Let me see your answers. What is a business plan? Is it A, B, C, or D? Nobody must miss this question, no. Good, good, good. I'm impressed. Thank you. Thank you. The answer is B. The answer is B, a document that describes your business, including products, target markets, and strategy. Now, which of the following is not listed as a benefit of a business plan? Which of the following is not a benefit of a business plan? A, attracts potential investors. B, helps in identifying a hobby. C, allows for planning business activities. D, helps foresee potential challenges. Let's see. Two is B. Thank you very much. Your business plan is not supposed to help you identify an hobby. It is not supposed to help you identify your hobby, rather. What is the first element of a business plan? Is it marketing and sales strategy? Is it financial projections? Is it executive summary? Is it company description? Three is C. Thank you. The first element is your executive summary. The first element of a business plan is your executive summary. So let's say question 4. What is an important tip for writing a great executive summary? What is an important tip for writing a great executive summary? Use as much technical jargon as possible. Avoid including financial highlights. Keep it concise and engaging. Focus only on personal achievements. Of course, the answer is keep it concise and engaging. The answer is C. Keep it concise and engaging. Question 5. What does the market analysis help you understand? Your competitors' weaknesses only, the demand for your product or service, your financial projections, your team structure. Does it help you to understand your competitors' weaknesses only, the demand for your product or service, the financial projection, your team structure? Let me see what the answers are. Thank you. Thank you. The answer is B. I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed. Well done, everybody. Well done. So, what is the purpose of a target market analysis? What is the purpose of a target market analysis? To identify key financial trends, to create a company mission, to define the specific group of customers you want to reach, to compare product prices. Purpose of a target market analysis. Thank you. Thank you. The answer is C. It is for you to define the specific group of customers you want to reach. Okay, so our final 3 questions. Which of these is an example of a marketing strategy implementation? A. Ignore industry trends. Conduct in-store events and social media promotions. Only focus on offline advertising. Avoid customer engagement. Of course, the answer is B. Conduct in-store events and social media promotions. Question 8. What is the primary purpose of financial projections in a business plan? What is the primary purpose of financial projections in a business plan? All right. A, to replace marketing strategy. B, to show potential investors the profitability of the business. C, to calculate customer satisfaction. D, to list employee salaries. Of course, the answer is B, to show potential investors the profitability of the business. And the last question, which of the following should be included in the funding request section? Which of the following should be included in the funding request section? A list of competitors. B, a detailed allocation of the requested funds. C, a list of employees' roles. And D, the number of social media followers. Of course, the answer is B. Of course, the answer is B. A detailed allocation of the requested funds. So that brings us to the end of this training. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your kind words as well. It's been nice, learning alongside you today. Thank you for joining. And we see you in the next class. Bye, everybody.